Hello and welcome. It's another edition of Weighted to Win. Midweek race meeting takes us to the Western Cape. We're racing out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and we've got 8 races, which means naturally the power pot will start in the first. Just a reminder about our social media platforms. Pop us a message. We'd love to engage with you. I've got Daryl Maria standalone with me, and we're going to try and go through the first this afternoon. The 10 Sarkis at 3-1, 1 Miss New York's at 5-1, 7 Love Rules at 5-1, the 9 Illido Maurice's at 5-1, and it's 6-1 and better bar those. For some reason, not sure if he's trying to intimidate me, but Daryl Marie's been staring at me ever since we went live. He doesn't want to look at his camera, and I'm not sure why. But here's Daryl Marie over here. And Daryl, welcome. I know you've been intimidating me, but I don't mind that part as long as you find me a few winners.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Brendan. Like you said, we put up our social media earlier. We welcome all constructive criticism, and it's inappropriate for me to look at my camera, so I'll be focusing on you today.
All right. Well,
with regards to the first race, Brandon, I think number 7, Love Rules, although she's held on paper by Sarki, I think the removal of the blinkers and the fitment of the tongue tie could possibly see her reverse that form with Sarki. Sarki, that stable, had a winner last week. It appears as if they've turned, and she's lightly raced. She goes the extra furlong, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly one of the leading lights of the year. And the unknown in the race is number 9, Illa de Mauricia. 2 runs up the straight by Silvana. She now gets stepped up to a mile. She should certainly appreciate it on breeding. So I think the race will be dominated by the 7, 9, and 10.
all right, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at those selections. It is the first leg of the buy pot, and I've got a funny feeling this buy pot's going to pay good money. 7, 9, and 10 for Daryl Marie in the first leg, by banker 4, by banker 3, by 3 and 8, by 3, 5, 8, and 10, by 4, 5, 6, 10, and 12. And the spend is 120 Rand, and this needs to be on by 1:15. We're on to the first leg of the place accumulated. Begins now in race number 2, and I see number 4 Shantastics at 2-1, 2 Magnetic Diamond 33-10, the 3 Betty Boops at 4-1, and it's 5-1 and better bar those. Just on that note, Daryl, a huge congratulations to Hollywood for their first Grade 1 winner. Obviously a magnificent horse in the making. Good filly she is, make it snappy, and well done to Louis Mkhatwe as well. He's a hard worker.
Yeah, always loved Louis in the hands. Very strong jockey. Pity about his weight issues. Can you imagine Louis able to ride 52 or 53?
No, and he's good. He's a good judge of pace, and obviously there's big things to come for him. But you liked a bit of Make It Snappy over the weekend.
Yeah, I thought she was overpriced. Was surprised to see her find some bidding support. Brandon, there is a form update of here for number 8, Seeking Peace. She ran 5th, beaten 2 lengths by Fly to Rio. Now, Shantastic in her later start, if you watch that race, she was never, ever in doubt. She absolutely cantered throughout that event. Only got a £5 or 2.5 kg penalty for that win. It appears like she's a sprinter at this stage of her career. So for me, she'll go back to back.
And Grant Burr, good to see him getting the opportunities. I think, and I speak under correction, that Keegan's been suspended, so he'll take a bit of a break and probably be back just before Christmas.
Yeah, Grant must be over the moon that he's picked up a ride like this. He deserves to get a bone with some meat on. He does a lot of the hard work behind the scenes.
All right, so there we go. We're going to have a look quickly at these selections. It is the first leg of the place accumulator. I think we're all going Shantastic. I see Banker 4 for Daryl Marie in the first leg of the PA, by Banker 3, by 3 and 8, by 3, 5, 8 and 10, by 4, 5, 6, 10 and 12, by 6 and 9, by Banker 3, and the spend is only 80 Rand. All right, so we're going on to the first leg of the pick 6, and this is the bet that can change your life. At the end of the day, it's all about structure when it comes to your bets, and I'm having a look at this market. I see 2-1 joint favourite, 3 Blackberry Malt and Rockpool, both lovely individuals, 2 very good 3-year-olds in the making. Daryl Marie's here to help me. Daryl, 2 very nice horses. Blackberry Malt a bit unlucky last time, and Rockpool, we've both come and spoken about this horse, and we both agree that it's probably one of the best actions we've seen in racing.
Absolutely. The race of the day, Brandon?
Absolutely.
Yeah, really keen to watch this event. 2 is off time. Blackberry Malt, like you touched on, desperately unlucky in his second start after a layoff. Louis now gets the ride. He's unexposed, yet he's joint best weighted over here. So I expect him to fight it out with number 5, Rockpool. Now, his form line hasn't really stood up yet. Brandon, 0 from 8, excuse me. But he's going to love the long running. Watch this horse's stride. It's something to behold because it looks like it could be anything once he goes distance.
You're a form studier, you analyze races. How do you see the race working out? Because both horses like to be held up for their dash late in the day. Do you see them turning into together at the top of the straight?
No, I see Blackberry ahead of Rockpool. I think Rockpool, they're not going to change his running style currently. He likes to be given a chance and do his best work at the finish. Run for cover, possibly go up, head up the affairs up front. But Blackberry Malt will certainly turn for him ahead of Rockpool.
All right, there we go. That's how we see the race being run, and it's going to be a fantastic race to watch. So don't miss it. It is the first leg of the Pick 6. Let's see what we're doing with selections over here. Darren Burrow's gone 3 and 5, so that's Blackberry Malt in the 5. Rockpool by 3 and 8, by 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14 and 15, by 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12 and 13, by 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 and 15, by Banker 3 at the back, and the spend is 3,600 Rand. We're on to race number 4, and that means jackpot 1 time. I'm just going to have a look at the market. I see Saluque is your favourite at about 28 to 10. That's number 3. 8 Hawk Circles at 7 to 2. The 7 Grain Mandarins at 4 to 1. And at 7 to 1 and bets are those. Daryl Marie's here to help us. Daryl, open race. Obviously, healthy respect for Saluque. And I know you like a bit of Hawk Circle.
I was very impressed with his comeback run as a gelding. I thought he stayed on slightly on that occasion. The winner won by 3.5 lengths, so he just got beaten for second. He's going to love the longer running. Strip fitter. I think he really could be above average this sort, so I'm going to follow him. The biggest danger could possibly be number 3, Saluque, but he's having to give weight all round. And he gives Hawk Circle 2 kilograms on this occasion. So 8 from 3.
I just want to ask you quickly, because you're a form studier and often we need a bit of help and guidance. You open up the publications, you see hashtag destination, Cape Racing, maiden special weights. Educate us a bit on that.
The way I read this is it's basically a handicap for the maiden company. They get weight allocated to their rating. Brandon, we've seen in the past, these are the type of races that you look for some value and you look for horses at the lower end of the weight spectrum. But with regards to this race, I really see the 3 and the 8 dominating.
Okay, so what we're going to do is go and have a look at those selections. It is the first jackpot. It's jackpot 1. You need to be on by 3 o'clock. First leg, Daryl Marie going 3 and 8. Second leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 and 13. By 4, 5, 6, 10 and 12. By 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 and 10. And the spend is 600 Rand. Start of jackpot 2. It begins now, race number 5, and I'm just having a look at the market. 16 to 10, number 5, Grandi Oreki. 10, Lady Writers at 8 to 1. The 13, Chelsea Garden at 8 to 1, and it's 10 to 1 and better bar those. Daryl Marie's here to help us. Open race, probably on the skinny side is this favourite.
Absolutely. It's a special weights event. At 16 to 10, I don't think she represents any sort of value. I'm not saying she doesn't have a strong winning chance of, yes, she certainly does. But she's having to give weight all round. Descent to Dance, number 3, Brandon. She's by Ideal World. Her dam won over 2,600 meters. Surely she's going to love the step up to 2,000. Only got 54 kilograms to shoulder. She's my narrow first pick. Excuse me, Brandon. Ahead of the likes of number 8 of here. Catch Us If You Can. She's by Camelot. Out of a dam that also stayed at Dubawi Mare. So another filly that could appreciate that now that she's going extra distance. So I think this is a very tricky event. I don't believe the favourite is worth a bet at her current odds.
Obviously, I want to touch on the fun sales. Gareth, obviously Gavin, doing wonderful job at the moment. Everywhere they go, they're banging home the winners. And gentlemen.
Absolutely, Brandon. You know, when we heard wind of the fact that the KZN trainers were going to go to the Western Cape and compete, everybody took it for granted that KZN is a weaker centre than the Western Cape. But haven't they really held their own since they've raided? And yes, the stable's in cracking form.
And a big mention to Spencer Cook as well, doing a wonderful job. Just a reminder again about the social media platforms. Pop us a message. Let's chat. Let's try and make some money. At the end of the day, we're here to tip you a few winners, and hopefully by this time you're up a few rand. All right, we're going to have a look quickly at the selections. It is the start of Jackpot 2. It begins now in race number 5, being an 8-race program. So the numbers will be on your screen. Darren Burrows going 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. By 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12 and 13. By 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 and 15. By banker 3, and the spend is 900 rand. So we move along, we go on to race number 6, and the market has Royal Aussie as your favourite, number 6 at 4-1. It's 5-1 about the 4 Beerenberg, the 12 Let It Burn at 7-1. I know Darren Burrows likes a bit of Let It Burn, and it's 9-1 and better bar those. Daryl, what do we like? Open race, few horses that have got some good form over here. Luck in running going to be needed?
Yes. Let's see how they go up the straight. It appears as if the middle outside is where you want to be at. All depends on how the wind blows, but yes, Let It Burn. Darren Burrows does want to know. It's his value bets on the card. I like him too. Certainly, it should have finished much closer in his later start. Having his peak run, I just think if this isn't on the sharp side for him, I think maybe a 1400, but he'll be doing his best work late. Number 10, Captain Bombshell. Very unlucky in his later start. He came out, he was over racing. He then found trouble in the latter stages. Could have finished a length or two closer. I think in his handicap debut, he could go close. We can't fault Royal Aussie. Up-and-coming sorts, improving with each and every start. Beerenberg, another one you can't fault his consistency. And Grant Funnikek has opted to ride him over his stable double charge. So a tricky event. I certainly wouldn't discount even number 5, Marvel William over here, Brendan.
Very open. I don't like the look of this race, and you'll probably see that the guys have gone wide over here. Let's go and see what we're doing with selections. Darren Burrows does like Let It Burn. Current price 7-1. Remember, this is a pre-recorded show, and that can change right up until race time. So get on. Race goes off at 4:05, and it's over 1,200 meters. The penultimate on the 8-race program is race number 7. I see the market has 4-1, number 3, Cheeky Laddie. 13 Ensuings at 11-2, number 9, Quandary at 15-2, and it's 8-1 and better bar those. Daryl, help us. We need every bit of help over here because Cheeky Laddie, obviously a horse that's coming back to form. I thought a good run last time out, and great to see that Grant Burr's getting some good opportunities today.
Jeez, Brendan, I need some help myself. But yes, I think I found some value over here for the viewers. Number 6, Poltergeist. Go back, watch his latest start. He couldn't get a run for the entire length of the straight. That was 1,200 meters. So he's off a £1 lower mark. I think he'll be very, very competitive. What price is he?
14-1.
Yeah, have a nibble. I expect him to finish in the money. Quandary, I think they're going to push forward this time out, get him into the race. He'll run a much improved race. And then Wyag, number 10, respiratory noises in his later starts. I see he has been fitted with a tongue tie for the first time. So in a wide open event, the 6 is my top pick.
Open race, very open race, 4-1 the field. Let's go and have a look at our bets over here. Let's see what we're doing when it comes to the penultimate. 6 and 9 for Daryl Marie. That's going to be the swinger. 6 being Poltergeist and the 9 Quandary. They're both at decent prices, and the spend is only 2 rand. We're on to the lucky last. Race number 8 gets underway at about 5:20, all things being equal. I see the market as number 3, Gold Poker Game, at about 21-10. 9, Lady Silvano has gone 4-1. 11, Love is a Rose at about 4-1. And the 4 M40s at 7-1. It's 8s and better. Daryl Marie's here to help us for the last. Daryl, please do me one favor. Look at the camera and label Gold Poker Game, because this has got to be a horse we can get out of trouble with.
I'd love to look at the camera, but not today, Brandon. Gold Poker Game, Brandon. Do you remember Liquid Mercury? Trained by Joey Ramsden, the grey son of Trippy. He won over 2,400. Well, this is his half-sister. So do you think she's going to appreciate going 1,800 for the first time?
Surely on breeding.
I do, yes. She was really extending at the finish in her latest victory. That 3.5 kilogram penalty certainly not going to rule her out of it over here. Might be a little bit stiffer for her, but I expect her to go back to back.
Short and sweet, you do like that, am I right?
I do like it. I think Mvoti will prove her biggest danger. In my opinion, I see them going forward on her this time round, having her peak run in the province. So with 2.5 kilograms in her favor, I think she could possibly get closer.
Okay, beautiful. That's how we're going to wrap up racing. Thank you very much to Daryl Marie, and he's done a wonderful job as always. We certainly wish him all the best for today's meeting. We're going to have a look at these selections for the lucky last today. Short and sweet, gold poker game. That's going to be a win strike, and the race goes off at 17:20.